you guys! So this week on Cinema Uncanned, I'm going to be going over your guys' comments and critiques, which were awesome and super helpful. In line with one of the comments, I am going to be doing my videos that are responses to your guys' critiques as video response formats. So you guys are going to be able to see what I see on my computer screen for what to look for in the video, as well as reading through some of the comments. So awesome, let's get started with that. The Haywire Gamer suggested that if I wanted critiques of the video, to do it more like a response video format, so where I can pause in the middle of the video to explain various points. And I think that that's a really cool idea, but I think that that might work out better in the in this follow-up video, where I want to go back and explain more things, because in the original video I kind of want you guys to be able to critique it and explain it like as it was experiencing it as a viewer, because like some of the things that I try in these videos, they might not necessarily come across the way that I want them to, and so that's some feedback that I need to hear too. And to get that sort of a feedback, I kind of need to know what you guys think of the video without having a lot of the inside information about like why. So then I want to use these follow-up videos to kind of go over why more. So with that, we've got some other comments. Ashlyn Lebrens really liked the video, and she wanted an explanation of the plot and wanted to know more about the tone that I was trying to set using the cutting of the meat and also the black and white. OLW really liked the editing. He wanted to know if the child in the video was the same character as the main character, which yes, he was that same character as a younger version of himself. Linda DeBoer really liked it. She said it reminded her of a movie trailer, and that the other people that she showed it to also really liked it, so that's really awesome. And then going back to what OLW said, he would want to know more about the kid if it was a movie. So that can be something I'll go a little more into during when I try the video response format with being able to pause the video. Denver DeBoer liked the format of the video being shown uninterrupted, and was thinking it would be more helpful to explain plot and character relations after each of the videos. So I will try that more on the next video that I do, and also try to do some more of that here with this follow-up video. Steve Reapers, he liked the editing style and wanted to recommend that since we're commenting about the film, me pausing at certain points to help explain things would be helpful. So that kind of goes along with what the Haywire Gamer said with the pausing it in the video response format. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go in and record the video itself, where I can pause it and talk about certain things that are happening in the video. So first of all, it's not quite exactly all of it in black and white. One of the things that we did do with the black and white is we tried to make it so that it was more monochromatic than being in full color, but with the flashbacks, each level of flashback, because there are 3 in them, there's during the kitchen, which is the present time, and then there is the flashback to when our main character is actually committing the murder. And then there is a third flashback, which is all the way back to his childhood. So we did take out all of the color in the flashback to his childhood, but during the regular time period there is still some color in it. We also did a lot with the color scheme. We wanted our main character, who is the murderer, to be wearing dark colors. And then we had the mother ghost conscience figure, because that's what she was, wearing white during the whole time, so a lot of her comments are very judgmental, and so we thought that worked out really well as being a ghost or another such apparition. As we go on, we go into the meat cutting, so that one was really quick, but what it does is it goes in So what we have with the meat cutting is it's a little bit more saturated than the other parts of the video, because we wanted the redness of the meat to be part of our motif. We wanted it to be more jumping out at you. We try the same thing later on when we have the, oh actually, let me pause here. So in this shot, it's an over-the-shoulder shot as our murderer is in the car, and we have a shot of the rearview mirror in this, and the wife mother figure, no, conscience mother figure, who is not her wife. That was actually a something that people asked about a lot because our actors were so similar in age. Somebody said when they first saw it, they were like, I got that one of the characters in the flashback with the little kid was supposed to be his mom, but I wondered why she looked so much like his wife. And so it's not his wife at this point, or at all, it's the ghost conscience of his mother. So she can be seen using the rearview mirror as being in the back seat of the car in this over-the-shoulder shot. But then here, when he's rolling up and down the window when it's face on, you can kind of tell that she's not in the back seat. We took her out of that shot to show that she's not really there. She's only seen in the mirror because she's only in his head. And then going on, we have our murder victim wearing a red hoodie, and we wanted that same attention-grabbing factor of the red hoodie as with the red of the meat. So we liked the framing of this shot where he's walking out of his car. It frames our victim very nicely, and also he's the focus of the shot. Like, the red really draws your attention to that area of the screen, but we do have the presence of our murderer in that shot as well. And now we have a follow shot where that one is to build tension, because the camera is slightly more shaky during a follow shot. It's a point of view of our murderer as he's following his victim, and so that shot is supposed to increase the tension in the video. So here we have another cutting of the meat, and as you can see, the knife is actually, or the angle of the camera is actually much closer to the knife and the meat that's being cut. And that's one of the things we wanted to do throughout it to build suspense and tension. Was we started with our knife cuts from farther away, and then we started getting closer and closer, and it was meant to act alongside the rest of the video to draw you farther into the story. So here we have a couple seconds where it's just a black screen with a voiceover happening before we go back into a flashback into the woods. And I don't know, in retrospect, I'm not so much a fan of just the voiceover being over a black screen. I think I would have preferred it over this scene where he's being chased. And then we cut back to the kitchen for the rest of the dialogue conversation, and then our murder happens. The knife cuts are coming quicker now, and that is also to gain suspense the quicker the rhythm is. And then we pull away, and in this angle here we have a low angle so that our murderer has the most power on the screen currently, and then the conscience figure is barely in the screen and just her knee on the counter. Then we go back to where the murder has just happened, and the camera angle is behind a tree, and this was again a handheld shot, and the camera is a little shaky, so it gives a little bit of an idea that they're being watched, which can be interpreted to feed back to being the conscience watching. But this shot where we closed the oven door only to match it with him opening the trunk, that was a really nice shot. I really liked that one with the cutting on the black, and then dragging our poor murder victim over to be dumped into the water. Now we get faster flashbacks going through. So if you notice here, and the color contrast does change, so we have our color saturation does change, so we have our murderer's hand switching into the more black and white of the mother as a murderer in flashback. And then here we jump very quickly to show the younger version of our murderer in the car, so he witnessed his mom dumping the body in this river. And so then we go back to present and then past, and with the tucking it in, and then the kid again, and then they both shove a body into the water. And then long cut to black before we pan up with our murderer standing up, but when we cut away, you can see it's changed. When we're close, it is actually our murderer, and then as the camera angle changes, now it is his mother. Wearing now a dark plaid, because now we see that she has a dark side as well. And then they notice that this flashback has happened at a different time, and it's different, and so this is like suppressed memories coming forward, and so because she's in his mind, she has access to seeing the flashbacks too. So now we pan up with her as she rises from that, in that farther back memory, and her son is still watching as she returns to the car and gets in, and now we have her reaching back, and the words that she says is echoed. She said it both in the past and then also in his mind just then as we go back to the future, and she's saying, don't worry about the fact that I just hit a body and you saw it, and she's also saying, don't worry about the memory itself later in the future. So we have in loving memory, beloved mother, and to show that she did indeed pass away and was not currently alive in the present part of the video. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the commenting. Did that answer some of your guys' questions? And yeah, awesome. For today, that's a wrap, and I will see you back next week with a new video.